Today it's thermal imaging day. If I go any higher, this will be demonetized. So just count your lucky stars. I'm staying where it is. Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Right, we have a car. Customer's complaint was it was missing, making all type of horrible noises, no power, blah 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 blah. Now, they couldn't get it down to us straight away, and the time they did get it down to us, as you can hear now, it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think there is an engine light on. Oh, there might be a slight little vacuum leak, but that's for another video. Anyway, there is an engine light on now. Wasn't before, but there is now. But what we're going to do this time, just for shits and giggles, rather than plugging it in, we're going to use a thermal imaging camera. One thing I did notice, we've got a genuine coil, aftermarket coil, genuine coil, aftermarket coil. Now, these aftermarket coils, they're just terrible. They are just terrible. I would sooner put a second-hand genuine one in than a brand new aftermarket one in. But that's just me. So what we're going to do is we're going to check it out for the customer. We're going to see what's going on. Right, so for all intents and purposes, all the coils are working absolutely fine at the minute because the car is not missing. So, coil 1 looks good. Coil 2, look at the heat spot on coil 2. Coil 3, good. Coil 4, good. So there we go. Look at that heat spot on coil number 2, which is an aftermarket coil. Now look at that, the power of thermal imaging. You can even see if the alternator is charging, and it is. Anyway, so you can clearly see there's not much in it. It's not as if it's completely and utterly gone. There's not much in it, but you can see there is a heat patch there compared to the other one. And again, you can't, by feeling it, they feel exactly the same. You couldn't do it by feeling it. And depend on the car, if it's working properly, you not necessarily get an error code. But what I am going to do, just for shits and giggles, I will plug the computer in it just to see if it does come up and what it comes up. I'm saying, off the thermal imager, I'm saying number 2 is at fault. So that's what I'm saying. Just turn the old door tell on. You can see the engine light is on, but it's ticking over lovely. It revs up lovely. So there's no issues there. And it's not missing, like I said, at the minute. So let's wait for this to turn on. I'm saying number 2. Let's see what the computer says. This might not auto detect because of the age of it, but we will see. Battery voltage is good, but we checked that with the old thermal imaging. We knew it was charging, didn't we now? It's not looking good for reading the VIN. I didn't think it would, just because of the age of it. It might, but I doubt it. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Which one is this? This one is this one, I believe. Was the thermal imager right? We might not even have any codes, to be honest, for that. Could be something completely different. Oh, boom! See? Misfire and history. So that proves both things. Proves the thermal imager was right, but it also proves at the minute it ain't bloody missing. So yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say, look, you don't really need a thermal imager for this particular problem because, you know, it is it does say it on the scan tool, but for quick easiness, the thermal imager was there a lot quicker than the scan tool. So and again, it's just it's a diagnostic aid, isn't it? It's not like, you know, it's like everything, it's a tool that's going to help you. So it was right in what it was saying. So there we go, we know we was right. So we're gonna, well, I'm gonna tell the garage new plugs. And again, look, this is where it's also tricky. I mean, technically speaking, you would want to replace all 4 coils with genuine ones, but most people won't do that because of the price of it, and I understand it. But with something like this, what will happen is, if the customer doesn't understand, you will replace one of the coil packs with a genuine or aftermarket one. That's entirely up to yourself. Then the customer goes off happy because the car is fixed, but then it could come back 2 days or a week later with exactly the same symptoms but a different coil pack that's gone, and then they think you haven't done the job right because they don't realize there's still another 3 old coil packs in. It was just like the Peugeot, where, you know, I had 2 different problems, but it was causing the same symptoms, and of course people just didn't read the title properly, and they would just, you know, well, anyway, that is that video. So that is the only issue with this. I mean, personally, I would be saying to the customer, look, you do really want 4 new coils, but it's a 2002 car at the end of the day. 4 new genuine coils is going to be more than the car is worth. I understand that, but, you know, you have to give the customer the option and tell them what you think is best. And look, at the end of the day, it's entirely up to them what they do. I just went and looked back on number 4, which is the other one, and again, it's different to the other ones. I think number 4 is all, look at it, we've got a lot redder there now. Number 4 is on its way out as well. It really needs, well, like I said, number 2 we know is bad, but number 4 is on its way out as well, and that's another aftermarket one. I've never really seen anyone mention, I always do in my videos, but you always should check the new spark plug against the old one. Make sure it's the same length. Now, if it's the same make and same number, you're okay, but if it isn't, you want to check, so just be aware of that. So I've done that, but look, they all look exactly the same. When you actually look closely at them, there's not really much difference, and the reason why there isn't is because that coil pack started working, so all the black that would have got on that after it started working for a few minutes, it would have cleared itself up. So you can't really go off the spark plugs once. Even if you actually look at it, number 1 spark plug actually looks worse. Now, write down in the comments what this is called, this build up here. So tell me, without googling it, if you honestly know what that build up is. There is a special name for it. Someone asked me that on one of the groups, and I told him, and he was surprised I knew. But yes, I'll be showing this a lot more. Alternators, wheel bearings, tracking, heated windscreens, just lots of things. Every time I can use it to show you kind of what it does. But what it's really good for is wiring, so circuit boards, bad earth, you know, stuff like that. You can pinpoint a bad earth really quickly with this. As always, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.